What's up, everybody? Dreamt.Of and Dreamer from MT, bringing you guys a Forsaken Island normal mode guide. Dungeon's pretty easy. By no means, like, should you ever not be able to complete this dungeon. I mean, maybe you'll get, like, your DPS will just be really bad, but in that case, it'll just go really slow. This is a pretty easy dungeon. The boss mechanics are really toned down from what hard mode is going to be. But it's still a fun dungeon to do. That attack that you just saw right there, I like to call the Confuse Ray. That is going to be basically the only annoying part about the first boss in general. Does a flat 70k damage if you get hit by it, and if you get hit by it and don't block and aren't immediately cleansed after getting hit by it, then you will be feared for, I think, 5 seconds. And basically, if you get hit next to him with it, you just die. Unless your priest didn't get hit and they're really on their shit. But yeah, that's the hardest part. It triggers really quickly, even with normal mode showing you highlights. So if you're a class who doesn't have that many iframes, or can't really iframe without being prepared, like a Berserker, you have to have your skill charging to be able to use your iframe. So you kind of have to be really wary of where his secondary aggro is at all times. And if you see it put on you or put on someone next to you, then get ready to get the fuck out of the way. What you just saw me kill right there was the tombstone, the large tombstone. The large tombstone is basically that little ghost on the left that you see dead now. Every now and again he'll summon the big tombstone, and that big ghost will come out. Just have one of your DPS. Excuse me, just have one of your DPS go kill it really quick. It should die pretty easily, but if you don't kill it, that ghost will whack the shit out of your healer. This right here is going to be a hard mode mechanic where you have to kill pillars, but in normal mode you don't have to do anything and it does no damage, so basically it's just free DPS time. Yeah, like you see here, that ghost hurts if you don't kill the tombstone. There's another kind of tombstone in this fight. There's a smaller tombstone, and those tombstones are from people getting hit by the bosses. This is where you all die, and it freezes them. Right here, you're going to see it here. If you get hit by that, it freezes you and puts a tombstone next to you. And if your team doesn't kill that tombstone, then you die in like the next like 10 seconds, I think. It's a pretty long time, but you're stunned and you're locked there until someone breaks it. So always look out for your teammates that get caught in the mechanics. All of his other attacks are pretty straightforward. He does a charge up leap, and he'll stun the area around him if you don't block it. It doesn't do that much damage. None of his attacks really do that much damage besides Big Ghost and the Confuse Ray. Yeah, I would say just the biggest part of this is just get as much back time as you can and don't get hit by the Confuse Ray. And then watch out for tombstones and basically just kill them as you see them. Yeah. He does another animation. It's kind of like the circles, except for he just spins and you just basically just leave the area. And but yeah, it's a pretty simple boss overall. I think that covers just about everything you need to know about that one. And let's move on to the next one. This boss is a little bit more mechanic heavy. I mean, you don't really have to do anything, it's just not die mechanics. The attack that you saw him just do, where he puts a huge circle in front of him and he slams it down, it sucks everything in and then it spits it back out. That's basically the only attack he does that you can't block. Everything else he does is blockable. Aside from this is also, it'll wipe if you don't go touch a ghost. When he runs to the middle and everything around him starts glowing purple, just go to the side, walk into a ghost. It'll put you into ghost debuff and make you invulnerable from his attacks. And if you're a Reaper, you can Retribution it. I don't know if you can just iframe it. You want to save your iframes for what you just saw right there. Every now and again, the ghost will just stop and laser beam the fuck out of the map. I don't really know if there's a tell for that yet, other than like you kind of notice that all the ghosts stop and then you see highlights. it's pretty easy. Ghost debuff, I'm pretty sure it protects you from any attack, but you take damage while you're in the ghost debuff. I think it's 7.5k per second. It's not that bad. It lasts 4 seconds, I think, or until you use a skill. One of the two. Another thing he does is what he just did right there. If he puts his huge axe into the air and he starts swinging it down really slowly, and he doesn't put any indicators on the floor, then he's going to do like a targeted one where he'll just put a circle lightning bolt on each of you. Just be ready to walk out of it. If you have good movement speed, like if you're a berserker using dash, then you can literally run out of it, or you can charge out of. You can charge out of it, or you can just iframe them. Anything works. There you saw me die to the ghost beams. They're very random. If you're not like on your toes, then it'll kill you a lot. And sometimes you'll just get lucky and none of them will target you, and you can just stand there DPSing the boss. Like here, just get ready, just know that he's gonna put circles down on everyone. Try not to encircle someone. Try to make sure that you're leaving space for people to either walk out of their own circle and not walk into yours, or to iframe without iframing directly into your circle. Yeah, this is pretty simple boss. He likes to spin around a lot, so block, be careful where you're standing. Make sure that you're paying attention to what kind of move he's doing, if he's doing spooky purple wipe, or if he's just sending individual lightning bolts down, or if he's doing the big circle that sucks things in that you can't block. Like this right here, you can't block that. You can iframe it though, I believe. So, I mean, this is a pretty easy boss. In my opinion, all of the bosses in normal mode are pretty easy, especially the last boss. The last boss kind of just sits there and lets you give it to him the entire time. You get hit by the lightning bolts, it puts you into ghost debuff. That shouldn't really be a problem. If anything, getting put into the ghost debuff has saved me more times than it's killed me. And right there you see me iframe into a bunch of lines. The lines don't all go off at the same time, so be careful and make sure that when you're iframing and your iframe has a movement, that you're not jumping into more danger. And yeah, that pretty much covers the second boss. Third boss, there's a couple mechanics. The one that's constantly going is that he'll secondary aggro someone, as you see, and he'll just spew little ghost souls at them. You can block them, you can walk away from them, they're really slow. Like, they're really easy to dodge. Your tank doesn't really need to be in the front if your party has lots of DPS, because the only reason they would need to be in the front is for one of the crystals going off, but if your party is killing it fast enough, you won't ever see a crystal stage. It'll just keep on going so cold, so cold, so cold. Basically put random purple carpets everywhere, and ghosts will come out from different sides until he does this. So cold, he'll go up into the air. You can still attack him. Go into one of the safe squares and make sure that you iframe the ghost, or that you're standing close to a healer. If you get hit by the ghost during this stage, or during any stage, you'll be put into like a confused state, you'll be stunned, you'll be standing there. And if your priest doesn't, or your priest or mystic doesn't cleanse you in a couple seconds, I don't know, it might be 5, it might be a little bit longer than 5. Basically, you die, you auto die. You need to make sure that you are always iframing those ghosts, even if you have to save it and watch them. They'll always come from the back, unless you get unfortunate and he's doing 2 waves of ghosts at the same time. But yeah, basically you just keep on attacking the back of the boss, even when he's up in the air. It's no problem. Another one of the animations he does is what people call lines. He does random lines, like as you see right now, on a regular basis, and ghosts will fly through, but there's a certain one where lines will come and they'll cover the entire map except for the middle row. And they'll do it, like right now it's showing it. They'll start coming into the middle, and you all have to get into the middle line, or you will get one shot by touching any of those lines, and then it crisscrosses the other way. and right when they disappear, switch over to the side. And what I was talking about for the crystal animation, I think is going to come up right now. Yeah, all things die. 4 crystals will come up. Each one does 50k damage. You see me unbreakable there because I saw that we weren't going to kill them all because people weren't standing where they were supposed to be. But it doesn't really matter. You can iframe it. As long as you're ready for it, it won't ever wipe your party. And even more so, it does no damage if everyone's standing where they're supposed to be standing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're going really slow, then you'll see like every single one of these happen. Like our party, people kept dying, people were doing bad DPS, including myself. But, you know, if you're going quick, then it'll basically be this stage the entire time, just back to back to back. You'll just be back critting him while he's in the air. When this boss gets to 15%, he gets enraged, and you basically kill him twice as fast. I've never seen him live long enough past 15% to see him go berserk, but he'll fly back into the air and he'll just start doing like all of his different things in a much faster rotation, people tell me. But unless you have a lot of people dead, you're always going to be able to kill it in time. So I hope this guide helped you guys. I hope it made you have a general understanding of how the mechanics work in this dungeon, and good luck farming your Starfall.